So I'm joined by your semi-finalist winner, Ben Fahey. He had a good performance there. It was a back and forth in the first round, and in the second he gets a good submission victory. Going into the final now, how are you feeling just a couple hours away from that?
I feel good, mate. I'm ready. I could get back in that cage now and fight right now without the few hours wait or anything. I feel good. I feel strong still. Feel fit. Like no injuries or anything from the last fight. Say the first round was a bit like back and forth. I didn't want to like put too much effort into exerting stuff or like going for like a big knockout or like anything like that. I know I dropped him with I think it was a left hook. I dropped him with in the beginning of the fight. And then when I took like top position, I didn't just want to like rush for things or anything. So I just like took a nice control. He did manage to reverse me, which I think that would have like. I wouldn't like to predict how how the judges would have scored the first round. It could have been pretty close, to be fair. So I'm happy that I got the sub in the second round and didn't leave it to go to the judges' scorecard or anything. But yeah, like, I feel great, ready for the next fight now, mate. I know I've got a good opponent in the finals, so can't wait to test myself against him, see how good he really is.
Yeah, and as well, we haven't seen Adam Butterworth now for a few years. He was out for 3 years. He came back and he beat Cameron Chamberlain, who was, I believe, 8-5 as well, doing very well. So is that something there that obviously you got to watch him before your fight? Is the things that you noticed watching him that you picked up on that you think, right, I can do this and I know that'll work? Or are you just going to go in there and whatever he throws at you, you're going to deal with it how you normally would?
Yeah, obviously when he was fighting, I was around the back of the screen and everything with my team, just like warming up and stuff. So it was like watching little bits, but I didn't want to like. Obviously, I'm like busy trying to warm up myself, so I didn't like watch loads. But from what I did see, like he is like more predominantly with his grappling and wrestling game. I think like as long as I can stay on my feet with him and strike at range with him, I think I'll be able to pepper him up all day long in the cage. I could do 3 rounds of boxing with him or kickboxing with him, and I'll beat him with that all day long. But I know for a fact like he's going to start looking for the takedown from early on in the fight. Like I promise you, like 10 seconds in, he starts trying to shoot on me 100%. But I'll be ready for that, do you know what I mean? And I'm not a slouch on my back or on the ground game myself anymore. So like 5 fights wins in a row now, 4 of them are submissions. So I'm dangerous on my back as well. Even though he's a brown belt in jiu-jitsu, it doesn't matter. This isn't jiu-jitsu, this is MMA. So he can try and sub me with his little tricks. But as I say, he's going to be getting punched in the face while he's trying to do that. So it's all a different game when you're getting punched in the face as well.
Yeah, and as you mentioned there in terms of the grappling, it's not something that you were worried about. Before the win streak, you knew it was something you struggled with. You said it many times yourself, there were people doubting you. I'm sure you were told to stop at some point, but you turned it around, you came with the grappling, and you've shown extreme improvement, obviously. You run a 5-fight win streak now after your first win, the potential to go into 6. Is there something that you see past this tournament, or are you going to finish this tournament and then start thinking about the future? Because obviously it'll be pushing you right to the top of your division as well.
Well, really, mate, my plan is if I win this tournament, I'll be going pro after this, really. Like, I don't really think like there's too much left at amateur for me to do. Obviously, I've just won the K-Steel amateur title, which is a decent little title to win. If I win the BMF tournament, like, there's not really that much else left for me to do. I've got some good experience in amateur MMA. Like, I've had a lot of fights into double figures and stuff. And then obviously coming off a good win streak, if I win like 6 fights in a row, to then go pro, it's just a big confidence boost going into the pro. Like say, like my grappling's obviously come along in a lot over the past few years. I owed all that down to the Snake Pit MMA with the boys there, like Jake Bingham, Andy Dent, Paul Kerridge, everybody there who's helped out with our coaching and stuff. I appreciate all the boys there. Like without them, I wouldn't have been having this 5-fight win streak, and I wouldn't be tapping people out. Like before that, everyone knew me as a striker, and everyone obviously didn't think I could wrestle and grapple. Like people tried to take me down in a fight, and then I managed to tap them out. So it just shows obviously like the improvements that I have made over the years of sticking it in with the Snake Pit team. But yeah, long term, mate, if I win this fight tonight, win the finals of this, next step really is to go pro. Even if I don't win, like I probably still will go pro still. I don't know, maybe get like 1 more fight in amateur just to get a win back under my belt again. But yeah, long term, I don't want to be spending like another 2 years fighting amateur. Like I want the money, mate, and like get some pro wins under me. Do you know what I mean? And like I've got a family and that to provide for. Do you know what I mean? So
100%, and that's everything from me. Obviously, I'm hoping for a good final. You know, I'm not going to pick a winner. I like both fighters, but obviously all the best for you. And obviously, it's been a great performance in your last 6 fights now. Because I already know it's going to be a good performance in the next one. So I appreciate your time, buddy.
Thank you.
Best of luck for it.
Thank you, man.